For those who don't know who is Daylen and what did he do, well, let me explain. Daylen is this guy right here with 1,000 subscribers. And in the description, well, I ain't reading that. I'll let the stereotypical text-to-speech that is literally sounding a bit gay to just voice it for me and read it for me. So here you go.
My name is Daylen and welcome to Daylen TV Gaming. I am a 19-year-old who is here to provide people entertainment and content for fun even at the age I am. I make gunplay content, series content, and etc. There's lots for you to see here and more to come in the future. So stop by and check out what I have to offer. But remember, things come out when they are done, so let me cook.
Fucking bent and there you go. She's gone. And since there's no power left, I can't just keep the vent door closed, right? Well, wrong. The next night has you dealing with another character, and the final one to be honest. And his name is the titular antagonist himself, Daylen. Definitely not into children. I mean, I swear to God, this guy's an asshole. I mean, I can't even lie.
You just made the fucking biggest mistake of your lousy career, night guard.
Oh, it's so deep and itchy, I'm probably gonna shit my pants! Okay, sorry for that, I'm funny joke, but Daylen here sounds like he's been sexually talking to a minor with a shitty voice changer. And now, time to compare it to a freaking better diner game.
Wow, I can't believe this was like a year ago and 5 months ever since I made that video. Time flies, you know. You know how it felt like to make that review, I mean. Because, well, nobody ever did it, so yeah. But unfortunately, I forgot to review the last thing about Daylen's Diner, which is a new version that was a demo. But before that, I'll give you some background on who the fuck is Daylen, you know? Who Daylen is, actually. Well, Daylen TV Gaming is, again, this guy that I've talked about in the first part. He was basically exposed for, you know, unthinkable stuff towards minors on the internet. Yeah, and even as far as to commission an artist to draw quote-unquote art of himself and his ex-boyfriend who was 15, which basically led to Starway to basically, you know, delete the Daylen standard game. Yeah, I actually saw Daylen made the game, but in reality it wasn't Daylen who made the game. It was Starway, who she basically just had to make that game after Daylen requested her to do it. But after the drama, she just deleted it. So the title on the first part is basically misleading somehow. Well, sort of. Because, well, I mean, of course, I really apologize for that title and thinking that the creator of that game was Daylen himself. How do I know that? Well, because, you know, I don't know that story is a creator because, well, the rap loader actually did comment on my video, saying that I should cover that demo as well, and that Daylen did not make the game, it was actually Starway. So yeah, forgive me. But thanks to the uploader for uploading those games for me to review. Because without that, then how come I couldn't make the first part of the review? Because this is the second part of the review, I mean, yeah. Oh, and by the way, Daylen's last activity was actually a month ago with a YouTube post. And again, I actually forgot to mention that it's actually the late 10th anniversary of PopGo, so yeah, happy late 10th anniversary to the game, because, well, you know why I said that? Because Daylen had a series called PopGo Shorts, or something like that, who he basically was about PopGos. Yeah. Just a reminder. But hey, I mean, Daylen's last video was actually 4 months ago about PopGos, so yeah, you see once, oh my god. I fucking burped, sorry. You see what I'm talking about? Daylen is still going on YouTube. Even so, he lost subscribers, probably because of my review, just dissing him to death, so yeah. I don't even understand how is Daylen still on YouTube, but yeah. Oh, and if you go around looking at his comment sections, you'd be great with comments are turned off. Read more. Because you know why? Daylen still can't handle criticism. Yeah, after the drama, his ego was shattered enough that it's beyond repair. And it's upsetting that he still makes content despite the fact that he was exposed for unthinkable shit to kids. Good thing he's not longer on GameChild because, well, I tried taking his account on GameChild and it's gone. You know what I say? Gone for 2 years, thankfully.
At this point, I think he should just leave the internet forever. I mean, knowing on how he clearly refused to properly address the allegations and basically, just go around pretending like nothing ever happened to him, Oh, I forgot one more thing. When was I? Right. Let's just review the new version of the game, shall we?
The game starts off with an intro before the main menu, which is nice because the old version didn't have one, which it literally tells you who created the game. And so we get to the title screen, which let me just say that Daylen in the title screen is not even his foot anymore but instead his head. However, his mouth's like the guy from that one video thumbnail where he said "Fair." Yeah. Honestly, I would love to edit that in. So, here, let me take some time. Here we go. Decide to do it in PowerPoint because, well, why not? Oh yeah, this was meant to make fun of Daylen, okay? So, I'm really sorry if I actually unintentionally rage baited you. But I mean, I like making fun of people who are screwed bloods anyway, so yeah. Anyways, moving on to Daylen's Diner. Because I don't have much time to waste, so when we start a new game, we can see that it finally has a newspaper, unlike the old version that I reviewed a year ago. But there's one problem. The newspaper is barely readable, so you know what I say. How in the fuck am I supposed to read all of that? And not to mention it ends so quickly, you don't have much time to read what the hell it says here, like seriously. Even Final Fantasy TK Studio 4 rebranded actually had a real newspaper and it didn't even end quick, like it just let you take your time to read it. Okay, back to the game. So when we start the game after the newspaper ended, we are greeted with a new version of The Office, which is pretty cool, I guess. Instead of being like the middle hallway being the only entrance to the office and having a bend, it's just one single doorway. Yeah, you heard me right, one single doorway. And you'll know why in a second. But first off, let me flip up the cameras and wait a fucking minute, the camera's monitor is so fucking small, like seriously. And to make matters worse, it's some kind of a stolen asset from Fanta Candies. Well, no, not from Fanta Candies, but I don't know what that camera monitor asset came from. So, yeah. Because this game is so different than the original version, we see that there's no band nor any unique mechanics on something called, I'm not making that name up, is recitation. Recitation. The recitation window on the cameras. Wow. The recitation. That's what it actually says. Recitation. Well, this night there's only one Chris active, and that is, dear God, Daylen, the titular antagonist, the Diddy Blood, the fourth in Spanish, Daylen him fucking self. Okay, I need to stop swearing a lot. Sorry I'm making this review so cringy. Well, good thing is the fact that you can move the cameras with your mouse, which is nice. Except for the fact that one of the cameras like is static, which is the dining room or dining area of the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you not even look at it, you know? How did you not even find that? Like, it was something easy to fix and you clearly forgot before even releasing this demo? Holy shit, dude. Well, anyways. As I said before, Daylen is the only antagonist active in this night. And that's all. You know what I say? The only electronic active in this night. Maybe in the next nights we gotta get more electronics. We gotta get like Day and what's that stupid fucker's name again? Hang on, let me check him out review. Okay, I got it. Cotton Cloud. So yeah, pretty original name. How about you shove that up your ass, Daylen? And now, time to explain how do you avoid Daylen, you may ask. Well, the recitation panel right in the damn cameras, you know? The window. The one that says recitation. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. How many times did I say that word? When Daylen comes into the office, he doesn't make any locking sound, but instead just stares at you menacingly, looking like he's about, I don't know, do horror stuff with you. So yeah, as I said before, flip on monitor and click on Daylen on the recitation window. The recitation window. Oh no, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. Oh shit, man. And that's all. He'll come back to the dining area, not to the stage, unlike the original. Wait, the original have Daylen going back to the stage? Hang on, let me check the old reviews footage again. Well, I was right. Daylen came back to the stage when you actually flashed him in the original version of the game. But here, when you actually use the recitation window against him, the recitation app against him, app my ass. How about calling it a window, okay? Let me call it a window. The recitation window against him, he literally just goes back to the dining area. The recitation panel, okay, not window. That sounds stupid, you know. Ugh, god damn it, Daylen. God damn it. You clearly want me that, don't you? Anyways. And so we hit 6 a.m. And we're going tonight too. Just to try, I don't know, fun against Cotton Cloud and Dave Barrington. Right. Oh shit, is this actually a one-night demo? Damn, that sucked, man. And especially the fact that this is the last person of Daylen's diner, you know. What a shame. Oh, how this game got being good if Daylen wasn't actually a bad person. But turns out Daylen was a wolf in deer's clothing. Which, by the way, I think I know what to do. Probably compare the original version to this new version. So yeah. So here are a lot of differences between the two versions. Both versions have 3 animatronics, which they were owned by that wolf in deer's clothing. Not super cool. Both versions actually feature the same name. Both features took place in the same place. Well, except the layouts are different. Both versions had a much more cool art style. Even so, I always don't wanna see that kind of art style when staying a shitty art style, because, well, why not? He was a shitty person after all. I mean, of course, I always want to see Daylen in a really shitty art style, you know, like just getting so burnt in a fucking crisp. Both versions seem to have the same 6 a.m. jingle. Both versions actually seem to have, you know, a pretty cool title screen. But here are differences that made the original way better than the new version.
you gotta
a
do
band
is
system,
close it
unique mechanics, and of course, sound cues for every character.
out.
Yeah, instead of being just one sound cue, it's unique sound cues for each character, which actually makes them pretty unique from each other. Well, except for Daylen. Daylen is not even unique. He's a piece of shit anyways. Oh, and one last thing. The jump scares. Well, down to see what happens when I let Daylen in the office for too long in the new version.
Hey guys, it's Matt here, and I just realized that I found out that my headphones and microphone were in a drawer. So yeah, I guess I wouldn't be using my phone to record my voiceover anymore. So I let him in my office. But yeah, it started making me uncomfortable, and guess what? I just I just waited and waited and waited for him to literally kill me. But nothing. Like, how did you screw that up in a Fast Phrase fan game, you know? Like, in Fast Phrase fan games, the only way to die is by, you guessed it, getting killed by an animatronic. But here, the only active enemy, you know, the only active antagonist, no, Daylen, doesn't even kill you or anything. He just stares at you, looking like he's about, I don't know, just find you, I don't know, interesting in a manner that Gilala does, you know what I say. So, yeah. You know what's really worse is that Daylen in the original was actually able to kill the player. Yeah, even so, he screams at you like really at you with that freaking jump scare and that voice line, and anything about him just screams at you in a terrible way. Oh boy, just watch.
You just made the fucking biggest mistake of your lousy career, night guard.
Also, remember when I compared Dylan's Diner to Five Nights at the ATK Studio 4 rebranded? Well, guess what? It did not age well at all, considering the fact that the original owner of the past ATK Studio series got into drama identical to Daylen's. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Jaden. You know, now when I think about it, let me just go compare the two series again, you know? Well, there's Diner with the Past ATK Studio series, so here we go. Both games have self-inserted animatronics. Both people had like, I don't know, diner-related fan games. And of course, both got into drama. But here's one difference, actually. Daylen makes Roblox content, which may sound like a complete joke, but it's true. He still does it. Even after the recent drama that Roblox has got into, where they literally banned the wrong person and now they're clearly on fire. Yeah, ever since Blackhawk doesn't stop fucking Roblox until it's dry to the bone, you know what I say? You know, if I ever decided which one is actually worse, I'd go with Daylen because, well, he clearly behaved really weirdly on public discourses and group chats, and not to mention that he commissioned a not safe for work artist to draw him and his 15-year-old boyfriend in an unsinkable manner, you know what I say? Or aka the abbreviation of civil protection. So yeah, if you are watching this, Daylan, I'm sorry to say this, but no, I don't think a simple sorry will fix any of that, you know? Besides, your digital footprint will always remain with you for the rest of your life, even after what you did 2 years ago, or now like almost 3 years ago. So yeah, instead of, continuing like nothing happened, like Nitro Lord,
How would just leave the internet and that's all? It's easy. Like, don't make it hard for yourself. You disgusting bastard.
Oh, and as for the game, it gets a minus 2000 out of 10 because, well, you know, the fact that this just plays worse than the old version, you know what I say? Hey, still not to mention that it was clearly based on an unthinkable idiot known as Daylen, you know? So, yeah. Also, I honestly feel bad for Star Wars for making such a shitty game, not knowing that a shitty game would just forever be associated with the unthinkable being himself. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that during the making of this review, well, back in July, I unfortunately encountered a pseudophile on Resnight who they tried to manipulate me into being one, which I did not let myself be manipulated by that fucker. Instead, I just had to report them and get their account down, you know, I say. So, yeah. It felt pretty important to mention it, so, yeah. Also, here's what it looked like so people can clearly know who to avoid in Resonite and make sure that they're safe. You know, safe from that motherfucker. Because, well, I mean, seriously, have we forgot what stranger enter or something? Because I don't get it. Here's one last thing before I end this video right here. Is the fact I had to mark Daylen's videos just for this part where it's my persona just shooting at Daylen in the head, and then tearing his head off and just staring at it menacingly. So.
Oh no! Ah! No! Oh my. Ah! Oh! Whoa!